Who killed President John Fitzgerald Kennedy? On the 22nd of November 1963, JFK was shot dead while in Dallas, Texas, driving past the Texas School Book Depository. In the car with him was Governor John Bowdoin Connolly, who was also harmed during the assassination. Several hours after the assassination occurred, Lee Harvey Oswald was arrested for the murder of Officer J.D. Tippit and was under large amounts of suspicion that he had also shot JFK. In 1964, JFK's successor, Lyndon Baines Johnson, ordered an investigation into the assassination called the Warren Commission. The commission found that the lone gunman theory was correct, and that Oswald was the only person involved in the assassination. In 1979, the House Select Committee ruled that the assassination was the cause of probable conspiracy, which went against the lone gunman theory given by the Warren Commission. Why would Oswald choose to shoot JFK in the first place? He was a known Marxism supporter, even trying to denounce his citizenship in 1959, but failing to follow the correct procedures to complete the process. He clearly stated that he would provide U.S. radio secrets to Russia, leading to multiple U.S. intelligence divisions keeping files on him. And during his time in Russia, he sent letters to his brother, Robert Lee Oswald, in which he stated, "I will never return to the United States, which is a country I hate." He made no attempt to hide his disgust towards the U.S. This man, who did not like America, given the opportunity, would attempt to make it crash and burn, which he attempted to do with the assassination of the president. Oswald also had a prior history of violence. Oswald had served in the Marines prior to defecting to Russia and enlisted in 1957, where many of his fellow soldiers remember him talking and being supportive of Marxism and communism. He also attempted to murder General Edwin Walker on the 10th of April 1963 with his wife Marina Oswald Porter giving evidence that proved that it was him. The bullet fired ricocheted off a window frame and missed General Walker, who was an active figure in American politics and a right-wing extremist who had previously worked for JFK and was viewed by Oswald as the up-and-coming Adolf Hitler and may have seen himself as heroic for attempting to kill him. The evidence that it was Oswald is, 1. A note left for his wife in which he mentioned shooting General Walker and what to do if he was caught, 2. An identification of a gun that he owned to match the bullet that was found to be fired at General Walker, and 3. Marina Oswald Porter's information of Oswald's admission to the shooting. On the 22nd November 1963, Oswald shot at JFK 3 times, killing him. The autopsy completed at the National Naval Medical Center in Bethesda, MD, concluded that the shots had been fired from a point behind and somewhat above the level of the deceased. This positioning fit with the theory that the shot came from the book depository and subsequently from Oswald. The gun that was found on the 6th floor of the book depository was a Manliker Carsano rifle, which matched the bullet found in Governor Connolly's leg and 2 fragments found in the front of the car, along with the 3 used cartridges next to the rifle found in the book depository. Oswald was photographed by his wife holding a rifle and anti-communist pamphlets. His handwriting matched with the handwriting used to buy the rifle, despite the use of a fake name, although Oswald had used the same fake name, A.J. Hiddle, while distributing fake information on his Fair Play for Cuba committee. He was also found after the assassination carrying a forged foreign identity card under the name of Alec J. Heidel, and his fingerprints were also located on the rifle. It was found that Oswald walked at the book depository primarily on the 1st and 6th floor. The depository superintendent, Roy Truly, stated that Oswald had occasion to go up to the 6th floor quite a number of times. A paper sack large enough to hold the rifle was found near the sniper nest, along with fingerprints on surrounding boxes. Despite the fact that there was a possibility that the fingerprints were from Oswald's work, the proximity of the paper sack to the window and the positioning of the boxes suggested that they had been moved in order to provide a space for Oswald to wait to shoot JFK. Approximately 2 to 3 minutes after the assassination, 3 witnesses, Depository Superintendent Roy Truly, Dallas Police Officer M.L. Baker, and Mrs. Robert A. Reed, saw Oswald on the 2nd story of the book depository, but were not concerned by his appearance because of his employment there. Oswald left the depository after the assassination, contrary to the majority of other employees who went into the building, and sometime after, shot Officer J.D. Tippit 4 times. It was determined that the 4 cartridge cases found at the scene had been fired from the gun, a small revolver that Oswald was carrying when he was apprehended shortly before 2 p.m. in Texas Theater. It was concluded that committing this crime right after leaving the scene of the assassination meant that Oswald was even more likely to have killed JFK. One point that is consistently brought up is the magic bullet and is also used to prove that some other group assassinated JFK. The main issues people have with this is that the bullet came out virtually undamaged and that it could not have hit JFK in the neck and Governor Colony in the shoulder, wrist and thigh. For the first point, that the bullet is undamaged, it is not undamaged, especially when looked at end on. Ballistics tests completed by John Latimer and Martin Luther Fackler, who recreated the shot with the same bullet, showed that the bullet could cause the damage and still come out relatively unscathed as it was military grade. The bullet was also able to pass through both JFK and Governor Colony as shown in the following diagram. As Governor Colony twisted upwards when the first shot was fired at the positioning of his seat, it is perfectly reasonable for the bullet to pass through Kennedy's neck, enter Colony under the armpit, smash through his right fifth rib bone, exit just below his right nipple, enter his upper right wrist, exit through the palm, and finally stop after hitting the muscles in Connolly's left thigh. In conclusion, Lee Harvey Oswald assassinated President John F. Kennedy and severely injured Governor John Connally with 3 bullets fired from a Manlach Carcano rifle that he acquired under a false name, Alec J. Heidel. He had a history of violence, attempting to murder General Edwin Walker, and was a strong Marxist supporter, and ran a political party, the Fair Play for Cuba Committee, also under the false name Alec J. Heidel. By leaving the book depository after the assassination while other employees entered, he made himself look suspicious and was seen by 3 witnesses on the 2nd floor shortly after the assassination. By shooting J.D. Tippit in front of many witnesses, he was soon in police custody.